Welcome into the Sporting News Studios as we look ahead to the college basketball season with our college basketball team. Mike DeCourcy closest to me, Ryan Fagan on the end. We're talking about the SEC. And if ever there was a football conference, it's the SEC. But obviously Kentucky has something to say about turning it into a basketball conference.
Well, it's funny. You called us a college basketball team. If we were in the SEC, we might finish, what, 8th? I mean, it's not a great year, right? Not a great year for the SEC. Kentucky, though, still has great talent. Missouri coming in. Honestly, Missouri couldn't come at a better time because it does add a little bit of juice to a league that otherwise might be looking at a very, very, very difficult year instead of just a difficult year.
What does Missouri have to do to challenge Kentucky? Obviously, Kentucky's got a whole new crop of guys coming in, but they're awfully good.
Missouri, what they have to do is the Tigers have to duplicate their chemistry from last year. That was the biggest thing that they had in their favor. Frank Haith came in and really won over the roster and got his guys to play the way he wanted to. They really sacrificed. You look at Kim English sliding from a 2 down to a 4, to play a different position. It was that kind of sacrifice that we're going to have to see out of this Missouri team because, you've got guys like Keon Bell and Ernest Ross that played big roles at other schools, and they're going to come to Missouri and have to play a part. They're going to have to be a collection to a bigger success. And how well they're able to do that is going to determine how good Missouri can be.
So if we look at Kentucky and Missouri at the top, what are some of the other teams? Who are some of the other teams that can challenge? Tennessee is a team I think we didn't have in the top 25. A lot of people thought maybe we should.
The difference to me between Florida and Tennessee is, Florida is a point guard away, I think, from being right there with Missouri and Kentucky. But Tennessee has their point guard, and that's why, to me, they're not right there with Kentucky and Missouri. I don't like their backcourt. I love their front court. I love Jarnell Stokes, and Jerron Mainman's terrific, but I just don't trust their backcourt. I think they guard well. I just don't think they do good things with the ball. And I think that's the difference between top 25 and being a tournament team. No question in my mind, Cuonzo Martin will have them as a tournament team with the talent he has. But to be top 25, remember that's a 6 seed. That's a lot of wins, and I just don't trust their point guard play. Even shooting guard, I don't just trust them at the level you need for that sort of achievement.
How about a team that maybe we've got down at the bottom half of the conference, but that could maybe surprise people? Anybody that fits that description for you?
I think Arkansas is a team. We have them 6th in the SEC, and they have the potential, they have the talent to beat Kentucky, to beat Missouri on any given night, especially at home. That's a horribly tough place to play. With Mike Anderson in his 2nd year now there at Arkansas, they're a team that, with B.J. Young coming back, he's a guy, a shooting guard that shot, I think, 51% from the field last year. Very, very smart shooter. I think he's the guy that can be the difference maker to get them, to be a tournament team and a tough team to play on any given night.
And finally, back to Kentucky. Obviously, all eyes on them and some of the young talent that they have. What are the chances that they turn into a Kentucky team very similar to what we saw last year by the time we get to the end of the year?
Well, I think there's a chance. I think the greater chance is that they might be like the team from 2 years ago that finished as a 4 seed, that did win the SEC tournament, but that got really strong by the time they got to March. And I think that we might be a little bit more like that than last year's team, which had veteran players, which is understated. I mean, when you talk about Terrence Jones, you talk about Deron Lamb and Darius Miller, they were a big part of their success last year. And on top of that, you had the #1 and #2 pick in the draft, and maybe the best college basketball player we've had in the last 5 years. So I think there's a difference there.
There's just a talent level difference.
Yeah, I think these guys are great, and will be championship level by the end of the year. But I don't think it's going to be quite like last year was.
All right, there you go. Our look at the SEC for Ryan Fagan and Mike DeCourcy. I'm Tom Vandervoort. Thanks for watching.